I know that's not the Yamaha SEQTRAK. I know that's not that. Yep. It's the Yamaha SEQTRAK, bro. What's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. The O.T.G's for Overtime Grind. Charles Paris. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. And today I got the Yamaha SEQTRAK. And I don't have anything else plugged in. It's just the straight SEQTRAK. This thing's a little bit different. It's a little bit weird. I love it. I like it a lot. You know, so make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Hit that notification bell. Check out all the things I got on my Gumroad. I have a SEQTRAK manual that I'm going to put up today. That's probably the only thing that I'm going to put up for it. You should check it out, though. Now, the Yamaha SEQTRAK. Where do we begin? This thing is cool, man. The built-in speaker isn't the greatest, but that's okay. It's not really okay, but it's okay. Like, it'll work. This thing is super light. It's got a lot of sounds. You know, it's got a lot of buttons. It comes with an app. The app works really good, but if you guys are familiar with my channel, then you know that I don't really do connections and apps and all that other stuff. I just like to work right out the box. And I'm the type of guy who'll take the time to keep doing it over and over again until I start getting some muscle memory. So the thing with the SEQTRAK is it does have an app and it has a bunch of different effects and sounds and different things you could do. You could do all of these things straight from the SEQTRAK, or you could utilize the app. I tend to just get into the beat making. So what you have, the first knob is the all knob. The second knob is a kick, snare, clap, hi-hat 1, hi-hat 2, percussion. Let me make sure. Percussion 1, percussion 2, right? So right now I'm messing with the hi-hat. You have a 16-step sequencer. You can extend it. You have those 7 channels for your drums. Just because they're labeled kick, snare, hi-hat, clap, whatever, doesn't mean they have to be that. They could be any other sound that's right there. So if you wanted to have 5 kicks, you could put 5 kicks right there and rock out, right? All right. Across this little line that we have right there, then you have synth 1, synth 2, a DX synth, and then a sample track. The sample track turns each one of the pads underneath it, all 7 of those pads, into like an individual track, right? Then you have your knobs, your LEDs, your performance strips. You have buttons on both sides and on the top, and 1 button on the bottom. Each one of these buttons have a specific use, and some of them have multi-uses. Like right now, I'm choosing a different sound. I have a specific sound highlighted. You see it blinking. And if I turn knob 1, it tells me right there on that what's lit up, what you can't see. It says sound. And that knob corresponds to that. Underneath, you have a page up, page down, where you have 2 or 3 other screens depending on what menu you're in. All right. If you hold one of the knobs, so if I was to hold the kick knob or hold the snare or hold the synth or hold the DX, whatever, That's how you get to the sound menu. Like right there. Or if you are on I messed up and said that. But if you have it selected, you just hold the button down where it says sound, and it will give you the menu, and you could choose out of the menus. Also with the app, there's all kinds of sound packs. You could download those sound packs and store those. You also have, I think, like 20-second sample time. You don't have any sample chopping. They just did an update where it added a bunch of new features like a recording and some other stuff, but we'll save that for another video, right? How do I feel about the Yamaha SEQTRAK? I told you already, I love it, man. You hear the sound. This is the sound coming right out of the SEQTRAK. You can hear these sounds. When you play the pads, they're a little crazy at first. They get a little wonky, but over time, they get better. You gotta play it. That's really the thing. You gotta just kind of keep using it. And the crazier thing about it is, I have the other videos on my MPC, on the Force. You got the OP1. Sometimes you will feel like it's crazy, right? To try to make a beat with just 3 tracks. Drum, bass, sound. But something like the Yamaha SEQTRAK will definitely expand your thought process. See, a lot of people will call this thing like an idea starter. But it's much more than an idea starter. Like right now, we are recording a 4-bar loop. I could change this to a 1-bar loop. I could change it to an 8-bar loop. I could have different size loops playing at the same exact time. And through that, I could create song arrangements on the fly. Some genres of music, you only need 2 main sounds because a lot of the stuff is bass and other things. You understand? So the whole idea that this is just an idea starter, when in reality, could you make whole songs on the Yamaha SEQTRAK? I would say that you could. That's what I would say. I'm sure a lot of people might say that you couldn't, but I think it's genre specific. I believe it has resample. You guys let me know in the comments. I actually know that it does. And I believe with the resampling to those 7 keys on the sample track, that you could get some variations and some different things really going on with your music and create a whole song on the SEQTRAK. It also stores 9 projects, and arranging music on it is pretty fly. I'm going to just sit here and mess around with this while I talk to you guys, and at the end, we'll have a full beat. There's some small things that I would change. Like on my SEQTRAK, it's been doing this weird thing where sometimes I turn it on and all the lights just stay on. And I gotta leave it on until it dies and then plug it back in and then it comes on. And that's weird because I don't really put it under pressure. Don't really do it like that. That's one weird thing that I noticed. The buttons were really strange when I first got it. They were a little bit weird. You know what I mean? Sometimes that button underneath the record is a little bit strange still. It's shocking it's so light. You know what I mean? It's like really gives you that old school feel of some of the old synths when you were a kid, the Casio joints. But it's way more serious than that, for sure. The ability, so yeah, that's the other thing. You have 3 lights. We'll get further into that, which allow you to make 3 different parts. But if you hold the button, you can expand up to 6 different parts, which again, now that kind of helps you. So right now, if I hold all and hit key, you see I'm gonna pull up the keyboard. So that's cool. That side turns into a keyboard, and they just updated where those blue keys now scale you up and down. So I do appreciate the constant updates. You know, I wish it was a little bit more weighted. Maybe I gotta get some sticky feet, but I don't really. Part of it is being able to move it around. I wish they could give us a speaker that could give us some bass. I would rank the speaker higher if the speaker hit a little bit harder or had a little bit better tone. It's loud, but all the kicks pretty much sound the same. Can you live with the chord feature? I think you could live with the chord feature that's on there. I believe that, you know, between switching scales and being creative with how you play, maybe play a chord here and then come in and one note it in other places, I believe that you could really get something done with that, you know. Of course, in 2025, the way machines are and the way things are, we definitely would love to have more chord sets and different progressions. But you have a bunch of different scales. You could choose the scale, and with the chord, whatever chord and whatever key you have it in, you know, between switching the key, switching the scale, you know, you could definitely get some different types of chords and unique sounds. And the sounds is really where where it shines. It's easily a great device for the SP404 MK2. You know, even if you just wanted to have it sitting on the side and use it as a sound module. Or if you wanted to use it for the kicks and snare, you know, and route it via MIDI. And then every time you play a project, it's playing a certain loop or something on your Yamaha SEQTRAK. And now you're synced up and you got something going. It almost will feel like the OP1 and the KO2 together. Like you got your drum machine and you got your sampler, except in this situation, the sampler is the SP404 and the drum machine is the Yamaha SEQTRAK. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm creating a guide. I have a guide that I'm going to put over on my Gumroad for the Yamaha SEQTRAK. It's a web guide, you know what I mean? It's like an interactive web app. It'll give you a list of all the button combinations. You know, it gives you in-depth information about all the different menus and things, and it puts it in a visual way where you can see it. You know, I'm going to throw it up there, and if you hear this video and you support what I'm doing, go over there and support it. You know, it'll also come with the PDF, so you can download all that stuff if you want. Inside of that PDF, you'll find the link that'll take you to it. I'd appreciate it if you didn't share it with the world, but I feel like somebody will. So, you know, I'll make it pay as much as you want, but I'll put it at a low price, and you can just go support that. All right. And so now, you know, if you hold, you can turn the volume down. That's what the last knob does. I believe the knobs are really responsive. And they pack so many key commands into this thing, it's pretty crazy. You can see up there at the top that it says a bar length, octave, scale, key, and then record sample. Some of these buttons have multi-touch features, so like if you hit the record sample a couple times, you change the record mode. And you can see I barely turn these knobs. The knobs could be better, but they're super responsive. I think the thing that I worry about the most, if I'm being honest, this is an honest review. This is what this kind of has turned to. I think the thing that I worry about the most with the SEQTRAK is that something's going to bump into it and bend the knob, and then one of the knobs aren't going to work. Or something's going to fall on it, hit one of the buttons, and they're going to pop off and be broke, and then boom. Now you got to get another one. You know, I think that's probably my biggest thing about it. Oh, and there's a whole bunch of ground noise when you use the USB. So using it plugged in via USB to your computer, so you can use the app faster without using Bluetooth. Oh man, it'll make your SEQTRAK will definitely have some background noise, or not background noise. You'll just have the dirt. You know the dirt that I'm talking about. That white noise. So, you know, you can get cables and all kinds of things for that. But, you know, a gear like this, you just unplug it. You know what I mean? Just unplug it. The DX sampler on it is pretty amazing. You know, that's something where you utilize the app, but the more you use it, you can start to create all kinds of authentic Yamaha DX7 and DX10 and all those, the DX instruments. You have the ability, it's a full-fledged DX synth. You know what I mean? Full-fledged DX synth packed inside this little thing. You know, so you definitely have all the access with the app. You see all the different controls and different stuff. But you can definitely control every aspect. It's got an arpeggiator. You know, there's all kinds of feature-packed stuff inside of the Yamaha SEQTRAK. It took me a while to realize on the SEQTRAK that I could better utilize the samples because it's got 7 slots. But here's a power user tip. When you start adding those samples, you got to think there's multiple things on there. So you either got to get fluid with your mute button and being able to mute in time, or just deal with your 3 patterns that you're going to have. And if you want to, say, go from no sound to a specific sound, you would have to consider maybe mute. So then the first loop could have however many of these sample sounds. The second loop could have more, the third more, or the full arrangement. And then to go back to the bare arrangement, you might have to mute it. The other thing that's a little wonky is when you're trying to copy patterns over. It's pretty easy to copy it. All you gotta do is just press long press, and when it opens up like your clip window on the other side, it's not, maybe it is a clip window. What happens is right there I just deleted a note. So if you have something on your sampler, on a sampler track, what you do is you hold delete and push the key. I did it backwards. So now what I'm doing is working on the second part. So you see when I turned the all number, all knob, it switched everything over on the drum side to sorry guys, but you could turn your second knob and you could start to build out your song. So see, I'm holding that, and now there is 3 blued out squares. If I wanted, I could expand that all the way out to there and have that many patterns. But the crazy is when you're trying to copy it, here we go. So if I hold it and push the pad, super simple. You'll see the lights blink, it's copied. But trying to hold the button down and hold the knob down, plus press page, plus that to try to get it to copy, that's a little strange. I wish we had an easier copy function. I think that the Yamaha SEQTRAK is a wonderful tool. I love it. I think the sounds sound really great. Some of them sound really full. The effects are really, really good. You know, you could use this thing as a through device and just turn the effects on and create some different kind of effects that, you know, only people with a SEQTRAK could probably replicate. You get what I mean? So right now we're trying different, making our third variation. Now we're about to go to our third variation. So we went 1, which is the bottom, 2, which is the middle, 3, which is the top. And so now what I'm going to do is build out the project. You hit all and hit project. And so each purple dot on the grid is telling you that's one loop. So whatever knobs you turn something off, you do anything on that specific pad, it's going to remember that. Now, once you start creating, you see all I had to do is just press the next pad. When I pressed the next pad, it automatically copied everything from the last pad in there, so consistency. So now you building songs more intuitive because you could see now you have to make some hard decisions, and some decisions, the risk isn't worth the headache. On the Yamaha SEQTRAK, you're going to get it done. I think a lot of people just got to change their mentality about how they see it. They see it, they think about, people nowadays think everything is just a sketch pad. And when you think about how complacent we are to how technology was just 10 years ago, then we would spend more time, patience, and really enjoy these things. I've had the Yamaha SEQTRAK for a very long time, and I'm just now doing videos. Oh, I want to talk to you about the touch effects so you can hear how they go. They're extremely sensitive. They work well. It's crazy how good they work on this plastic body. The last thing you would think is that those three knobs, those three spaces are touch sensitive and that sensitive. I do believe you could change out all three of those and put different effects in there, different things you might want to do. Right now it's a reverb, a filter, and like a doubler or like a note repeat. I think those are a slept on feature. And like I said, I just take my time. And from taking my time, I've really got to enjoy the MPC. The Yamaha SEQTRAK. I have made over 15 or 16 different beats on it. Some of the beats people have heard and they love them. I definitely think that it's worth it. I think it's worth it in 2025. The only thing that I'll say is the build of it is kind of crazy, but who knows? It might be built super great. And if it's built great or a person takes care of it and they don't set us up with a bunch of bugs in the update, I do believe this is one of those pieces of gear you won't regret owning, and it's pretty damn cool. And that's it, guys. It's me and the SEQTRAK. My thoughts.